lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. And go. Weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes. My weakness echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes. I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify.
education is full of challenges. But when you're guided by faith, your future is at its best. Come and join the Marist community.
Broadcasting live from Manila, Philippines. Welcome to Marist 97 the Livestream. And now, here are your hosts, Eboy Eduarde and Nomerson Hernandez.
Welcome back to Marist 97 the Livestream. Good evening to all our brothers and listeners
Evening.
all around the globe. This is Nomerson.
And this is Eboy.
And medyo nakakakaba today. Pero
Naman, sige.
for today's episode, Eboy, we've been called to the principal's office. Ikaw ba?
Ay,
Kailan yung last time mo naalala mo ba yung last time na napatawag ka sa principal's office?
hindi, more of ako, prefect ako nun eh.
Lagi.
Ayan.
Okay. Pero ilan, so hopefully we are not in some sort of trouble, di ba? Pero
Yeah, of course.
pero kaya tayo nandito, ano muna, tawag doon, before we introduce our esteemed guests, ano muna, invite muna natin sila sa ating eto. Ayan. Okay. So, please muna, please like, share, and follow our Facebook page, which is
Yes.
Marist 97. And for the first time, boy,
Yep. Ito na, we are going to launch our Facebook page. So we would like to invite you to subscribe and hit the bell button for you to be updated with the latest video. So we have here on YouTube.
Yes.
Yun.
YouTube page, hindi
YouTube.
YouTube page.
Ayan. So
Okay.
again, Good evening, everyone. Again, welcome sa Marist 97 Livestream. So, we have a very, very special episode tonight, Nomer. So, yun. Let's introduce them. Hindi na natin patagalin.
Right.
Ang daming viewers ngayon. Ang gulo
So,
daw.
let's get cracking. Okay. So, ano lang meron na tayong 53 viewers. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Record, actually. It's a record. Na pang ilang? Wala pang 5 minutes. 50 viewers.
Gapang na.
Yep.
Pero for sure, marami silang inaabangan. Teka, let me just quickly check dun sa ating comment section. Ayan, ang dami na. Okay. All right, let's start na. Let's start introducing them one by one.
Sige.
Okay. So let's start with from the grade school.
Assistant principal. Yep.
Mrs. Eileen Teruel. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Good evening po.
Good evening. Hi.
Evening.
Len, hello.
Hello.
Medyo nagkakayaan pa. So this is the first time din kasi na na-meet namin si Ma'am Len. So hello. Ako po si Normerson. So all right. And from the junior high school. Dr. Glorita Gay, fan.
Hello.
Miss Gay. Good evening po.
Good evening, Sir.
Yan.
Sir Eboy, Sir Nomerson, and to all of you out there. Hello.
Yes. And again, first time din po namin siyang ma-meet.
Yes.
So hello
po.
po, ma'am.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. And, of course, from senior high school.
Kilala natin to. Nabutan na natin.
Kaya mag-introduce. Ikaw mag-introduce, Eboy.
Alright. Siguro yung maiden name na lang muna. Mas kilala siya with the name din eh. We would like to introduce to you Assistant Principal for Senior High, si Miss Charis Gregorio. Yan. Or Mrs. Guevara. Yan. Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Good evening, Ma'am Len. Good evening, Ma'am Gay. Nakakakaba po to. Sige. Good evening, Nomerson. It's nice to see you, Nomerson.
Yes.
Much more with Eboy. Good
Hello.
evening, Eboy. Hello. Hello po sa lahat ng mga nanonood, our former students.
Yes. Alright. And
Alright, so
finally, the man himself. Ikaw na mag-introduce na more.
Alright.
May introduction ka eh.
From the violet corner.
Yeah, violet corner.
Again. Okay, the man behind this itong pag-uusapan natin tonight.
Marist.
He was our former English teacher. Now, he's the school principal of Marist.
Wow.
Teka, nasa na siya? Ayun. Let us all welcome Mr. John Benjamin. Sir JB Balatbat.
Good evening, sir. Yun eh.
Hello, everyone. Good
Evening,
evening,
sir.
everyone. Hello, fellow
Hello,
Marist of Champaña. Good evening, Nomer and Eboy. Nice to see you again.
All right.
Good evening, sir. And sir,
Welcome
so as of the moment, we do have 73 viewers. It's a record for our show here at Marist 97 Livestream. With a few
78.
minutes lang. Bulaga nga agad yung mga nanonood. Yan.
Siguro
Good evening
muna,
to everyone.
para to give us more for us to be more relaxed, natin, tagasali natin yung mga nasa comment section muna.
Sige.
Madami nang
Madami
bumabati. Sabi na nga ba, maraming babati
Scroll up.
dito.
Scroll down
Oo.
ulit dito.
So
Ayun.
starting from, so si Mark Nonong Bukid Maniego. Gandang gabi. So,
Evening.
from anong batch po siya?
Yan, sige. Later, most probably later, magko-comment na lang sila ng batch nila para ma-shoutout natin later. Ayan.
Quickly lang. Hello to Miss Wena Brigaste. Who else?
Siguro si Ma'am Marie Chris yung gumawa ng video, no? Binati. Yung sa
Yes.
start, Nice video, by the way.
Siya ba?
Yeah.
Okay. Francis Santos is here. Mal Regaspi Gorospe is also here. Good evening. And from our batch, Paula Peralta.
Our
Hello.
batch 97 treasurer. Good evening. Finally, Miss
Eto.
Charis to eh.
May
Tsaka si Alvin. Mga
Si
fans mo.
Alvin. Nandito na si Alvin. Ito, sabi niya, good evening to all. Albert Biason here representing the Mauritians of batch 89 as one,
Yan.
as well as the year 8 level parents and guardian.
Yan.
Oy,
Good evening.
well
Kuya
represented
Albert.
pala.
Mm.
Okay. Hello. Of course,
Used to be our past treasure sa board of alumni. Yan. Good evening, Kuya Albert. Yan.
hello. Yan, Saldi. Of course, Brother Johnny.
From Vietnam. By the way,
Yes,
guys,
Francis.
ma'am, tsaka sir, we are being watched around the globe. Yun, mga fans niyo sa from the US and everywhere in the world. Yun. Good evening sa inyo
Yan.
lahat. Yung mga students niyo before.
Eto, from batch 2001. Sino nakakilala dito?
Sino? Ay, kilala ni Miss Len yan. Bati mo naman, Miss Len. Si Sir.
Shoutout na agad. Siya gusto nila agad din. Ano naka-shoutout.
And
Hello, alright.
2001.
Ayan.
Yun. Number one
Ito
fan,
si
Miss
Albert.
Len yan.
Ayan. So medyo madami po ngayon So right now nasa 100 na po ang ating live viewers. So
Wow!
it's a great turnout.
Yep.
Alright. So ano na.
Excited sila, Nomer. Mga smiley lang. Excited.
Excited eh. Ayan Tapos meron pa. May ano yun?
Who else?
Sabi nga, go. Ano yun? Nawala tuloy. Ang dami. Sige. Babalikan natin sila
Later.
later on, okay?
Shout
So let's
out
start
natin
muna.
lahat.
So ano ba itong pag-usapan natin tonight? Saningin natin. Ayan. So we will be talking about Marist VIOLETS. So what is Marist VIOLETS? Teka, ano ko muna? Turn off ko muna tong...
Maraming katanungan dyan normally yung mga sa Marist community na may mga kids sa Marist as of the moment. Yan. Actually ako may mga tanong din ako. Ayun, kasi I have a incoming grade 4 kid. Ayan, so later I'll be asking some petty questions lang naman. Ayan.
So before they talk about ito Marist VIOLETS, siguro balikan muna natin yung how did this happen? So from last year, yung start siguro kailan ba yun? March 15 ba or March 5? Let's all start there, di ba?
Yeah.
How did you guys feel? Can you share us yung moment when you found out na you can't go back to Marist anymore, di ba? Biglang nag-lockdown, di ba? Tapos parang ilang days na lang ba or parang meron pang mga hindi nag-exam, di ba? Hindi na tuloy, di ba? So can we start yung muna? Siguro si Sir JB muna nung nalaman mo na wala na makakabalik sa Marist. Lockdown na. How did you feel about it, sir?
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I hope you don't mind if my dogs will be bothering us with their barking.
Sure.
But anyway, it was at that time we were already at the tail end of the school year. We had already the exams of the fourth of the grade of all the graduating and completing students. The week after, we were expecting the exams of the undergrads, but it was a lockdown. I think it was May 10. It started March 10. I mean, it started in March 10, and it was everyone was taken by surprise by the turn of events and of the seriousness of the COVID-19 threat. At that time, we didn't know what exactly was going on, but we were quite fearful of what's happening. We were quite fearful of what was happening, and we didn't know how to end the school year. For our graduating and completing students, it was really a bit of a turn down for them, because they were expecting that they would be having that moment for them to graduate. Sorry about
Yes,
that.
yung graduation. No?
Okay, so about dun sa
Let's start with the grade school. Kay Ma'am Len, what were your thoughts during that time? Siyempre, bago yun eh. I mean, Actually, bago naman sa lahat talaga. Yeah.
Yeah, during that time, parang we were just thinking, akala ko nga it was just a prolonged school suspension, diba? Parang we didn't realize na it will become our new normal na talagang we'll have to stay home for a very long time. So, upon realizing na new normal na, parang we had to quickly make adjustments. Talagang kailangan nag-adapt talaga kami agad. The first few months into the pandemic, I remember parang we were trying to learn how to use Zoom and Google Meet and other Google apps.
Yeah.
Kasi during that time, pre-pandemic, parang di naman namin utilize those apps. So, we had to equip ourselves with so many new skills. So, nag-aral kami. Most of us felt like before the start of the classes na, parang we felt like it was our first year of teaching all over again, most of us. Parang kahit na 20 years na nagtuturo or 15 years, ganyan. Parang most of us felt like parang lahat kami pantay-pantay na we were anxious kasi we were in the midst of uncertainty. But I also remember the times na kahit na we were so, actually, we were scared, parang we helped each other out. All of us in the Marist community, the teachers, we would have parang kumustahan sessions / learning sessions, tutorials sa Google Meet, sa Zoom, paano mag-present. Alam mo yun, parang we're...
Training.
Yeah, we were learning together, parang we were helping out each other. So kahit lockdown, even if we were distanced from each other, parang the family spirit was very much alive pa din. So yun naalala ko din, like very good thing about it.
Alright. Yung somewhat it brought you guys closer with what happened. How about sa junior high kay Miss Gay?
Yeah, I was thinking actually that was the last day of our exam. It was March 6th. And then we gave several instructions and then letters to parents in preparation for the upcoming week. That's March 9. We did not anticipate, we did not know everything about it. Though there were issues na, the latter part of February, di ba? Meron na lumalabas na COVID-19, the attack of it. But then we are confident enough that still we would push through. We can make it at the end of the school year. But then again, it boom agad, March 9, suspension of classes. We were then all shocked, di ba? Especially the teachers. Let's go muna sa students, di ba? So when they had that one, the initial reaction, what would happen to our moving up ceremony? First. The second one, they are planning already for the ball. They have the grade 10 ball or the moving up ball. All prepared already. And we were all excited then, including the parents. We were very thankful to the PTA parents and then to supportive parents. And then, of course, the students. And then the last one would be our teachers. It was lockdown. We cannot go out. What would happen? The initial reaction would be in the faculty. Our things, our food in the pantry or in the refrigerator. It's a common thing, diba? How would we clean our things? What would we do? There are teachers wherein they would leave some of the papers, the class list or whatsoever. That's the connotation. So, and then what we did was, okay, we go on. We would be waiting, looking back. We assume 2 weeks would do or a week, okay lang. But then again, 1 month na. And yeah, as an administrator, non-middle admin, assistant principal, we were continuously having a meeting, moving the dates, moving this one, what would happen to quarterly exam of the undergrads, what would happen to the moving up ceremony and everything. So we did not stop actually working. We continuously working online for the stakeholders, for the teachers, parents, students, and of course, our plan. We always have the plan B, diba? We are always ready. But then again, how to start with it? But it's okay. We work together, as what Ma'am Len mentioned. We are family. We have the family spirit. We work together. We work as a team. Then eventually, little by little, eto, and here it goes. The Marist VIOLETS.
It went well, actually. Thank you, Miss Gay.
You're welcome.
And let's hear it from the senior high. Yan, Miss Cherise. Ano na feel mo nun during that time?
Good evening.
Hello.
Sa segue muna ako, Eboy. Ang dami namang nanonood dito. Bakit
konti lang yan. Konti lang.
When I was about a week ago, I watched your episode with Ma'am Millie.
Yeah.
So, parang hindi naman ganito kadami.
Yun nga. Actually,
Sabi ko, bakit
ako ma'am,
ganito?
ako mismo, malamang same with Nomer, natutuwa kami na everyone's watching ito.
Yung ganito,
For the first
sabi ko,
time,
bakit dumadami sila? Tapos nagpa-flood na yung comments.
kulang pa
Sabi ko,
yan,
naku, may
ma'am.
Maraming
nakikita na
bumabati
ako.
sa'yo.
Akala ko, wag lang nila ako ibaba. Sige,
Ayan, oh.
anyways, Sir JB was right. That was actually the week of the quarterly exams of our senior high schools. It was then my first year. I was transferred from the junior high going to the senior high. So that was my first year, if I remember it right. And then that was very special for me. I also said this during the time we had a similar scenario like this. I think it was in Tambayan, Marist Tambayan. And I was asked what I felt during that time. I felt more um, sad with our students because they were expecting their graduation already. It was the last day. We had already finished the last day of the exam, and I remember I met them in the afternoon, the grade 12 students, and then I gave them all the instructions. So the day that you come back on a Wednesday, you are expected to be in the gymnasium. We will arrange you by height, and I already gave them the schedules of their tasks in preparation for the graduation. So everything was set. Only to be informed the following day that classes would be suspended already. So, and so the students were texting or sending PM, matutuloy pa po ba yung graduation? So very positive pa ako noon. Sabi ko, oh, mga isang linggo lang naman siguro yan. Hintay-hintay lang tayo. Sabi ko, basta, if I remember right, meron pang nagtanong sa akin, ma'am, bibili pa ba ako talaga ng barong? Tapos sinagot ko siya, oo naman, bakit naman hindi? Siguro, nung hindi na niya magagamit, sabi niya sa akin, ma'am, hindi ko na po nagamit yung barong. so yun yung mga mababa. Siguro, light on the lighter side of thing. Pero yung, when you ask naman if what did the teachers feel, of course, dun sa unang part, they were afraid. Probably afraid is not the correct word, but they were anxious. They were thinking, ano na ba yung mangyayari sa Marist? Paano na? Mag-online ba kami? I felt more so with the teachers na parang worried sila because they are not tech savvy. So parang paano ba natin sila matutulungan? And then came na yung mga different preparations po. So we were trained how to use Google Classroom. We were trained how to make use of Zoom and the different applications. It's challenging. I would not deny that it was difficult. It was challenging. Sabi nga nila, the first step is always the most difficult.
Yeah, totoo.
Yeah.
So yun po talaga yung naramdaman ng mga guro at naramdaman ng mga estudyante namin noon.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
question, during your training, ano ba yun? Naka-online din kayo? Yung na-mention nyo kanina kasi, online din. Okay.
Online din siya.
Malamang yung training itself medyo challenging na rin to be in ano, di ba? Kasi like for me, honestly, same yung sabi ata kay Miss Gay ata na not everyone's si Miss Len, I believe, not everyone's familiar with the Zoom, di ba? Same with us actually. Doon ko lang narinig yung Zoom, and then doon ko lang nalaman yun nga. You can be at the same time with the meeting. Ayun, so...
Pero siguro kung sino man yung nakakaramdam ng matinding pressure, walang iba kundi si school principal. School principal. So,
of course.
sure. Diba? So, meron dito ang question kasi, how did Marist accept the challenge from transitioning to face-to-face to online classes, diba? Yun yung yun yung parang challenge ng lahat ng school eh. So,
Not
what
just
was going
Marist,
on through your mind nung mga panahon na to, diba? Paano natin gagawin? So, can you tell us more kung ano nangyari doon nung time na yun?
What were your thoughts?
At the time, like all other schools who were taken by surprise by the turn of events, we didn't know exactly how to begin with things. In our case, we started researching on how we would be able to continue on the teaching learning process with an alternative learning modality. it was a tough journey for us because we didn't know what we were doing at the start, but eventually I'm sure it was guided by the Holy Spirit that we were able to come up with a program like the Marist Violets. The Marist Violets, I think, was born out of the communities, the Marist communities commitment and its mission to provide education to the youth. And that was the driving force that led us to conceptualize and develop the Marist Violets.
Yeah.
Question, sir. With yung what happened dun at start, was there any parang assistance coming from the government? I mean, from the Department of Education during that time? Were you being? Oh, really? So it was.
None at all. We were left on ourselves to charter our course. Yes, the pandemic, the new normal posed quite a challenge to all the schools, but at the same time, it provided us a path, an opportunity to be creative in a way of come up with an alternative modality to still continue on with teaching and learning. At the start, we were doing much research, and we were lucky enough to encounter we were looking for a particular framework that we would be able to make use of as a template in conceptualizing, developing, and designing the program. And we came across a particular we think it was quite a very effective framework that they were came up with. It's from Dr. Annie Almario and Reagan Austria. Both of them are education technology specialists,
Alright.
and that's their field of expertise. It was actually their template, their framework that we made use of, and that led us to come up with a roadmap in creating the Marist Violets.
So,
Okay.
medyo na-feel ko yung yung struggle ni Sir JB tsaka yung mga challenges habang sinasabi niya lahat yun.
Saka
Of course,
syempre,
yeah.
And again, this wouldn't be possible without the help of all the of all the personnel. So nagpa-meeting ba kayo agad nung I mean,
Yeah,
yung ba
most
yung
probably
yung ba yung
brainstorming
personnel? Oo.
Yeah, it was all started by, of course, the academic council. There was a series of meetings that led us to formulate the program itself. We divided ourselves into ad hoc committees, each committee focusing on a particular major area of concern. And we gave ourselves time to do our research. And then when we came back, when we returned, we presented our the things that we were able to find out. And out of this was born the Marist Violets.
Violets.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually,
Right.
sir, hindi naman sa pero we commend you for that. It's a good job actually. Especially me witnessing yung yung ginagawa ng anak ko. It was really, it was really nice actually. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. Kasi, di ba, for a short time, di ba, syempre,
Exactly. Yun nga.
Kalang
Pressured.
bibigyan para
Time pressured,
para
yeah.
baguhin yung yung learning system, di ba? So yeah.
But I think what was important was your faith. I think on a personal note, I find that having that much faith that we would be we were being guided on what we were doing, that I think was the turning point for us, that to think that we're on the right direction.
Yeah.
We're doing right.
Yes. Ayun.
Mga
I guess that goes with the other schools then, most probably, Sir JB, no? Would you agree? Yung struggles then. Actually, not just with the with the academy. I mean, not with the schools. Same thing din, Nomer, with the with the other corporations actually. Yung mga yung mga normal works na, I mean, aside from sa school, yan, sa mga corporate, ganyan din sila actually, sir. Ayun nga. And mas madugo ang napansin ko mas madugo yung meetings pag online eh.
Correct.
Kumbaga, unlike when you go home at 5, okay na, di ba? Eto, after 5 p.m. meeting pa rin eh. Never ending meeting yun eh. I guess that goes with you guys din as well. Ayun.
Correct. Yeah.
Yan.
Well, everything was a process.
Yep.
Everything was a process, and we made sure that all particular stakeholders were consulted,
Yeah.
and feedback was being given to us. These stakeholders are the administrators, the faculty, the parents, and the students. And that's why at the onset, we already conducted surveys with the parents, trying to get their feedback on what was going on and what the school can offer, as well as the readiness of the teacher. We were wanting to know what was their level of skills. I mean,
Skills,
in terms of technology use, because that I think was a major challenge for the teachers, especially for those who are not that techie. Yes.
Pentium, ano pa ba to, Miss Charis?
Yung mga hindi computer.
Pentium pa before yun eh.
Hindi, di ba, ano yun eh, totoo kasi yun, kasi di ba, yung, most of the teachers kasi were trained to teach dun
Public
sa
speaking, I mean,
environment, di ba? Sabihin, ibang set of skills kasi yung yung nagtuturo ka online eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba kasi syempre may gagamit ka ng mga devices, so panibagong platform, tapos yung pang syempre yung attention span ng mga ng classroom mo, di ba? Diba? So talagang so matinding pressure, and natetest talaga yung patience ng mga teacher. And syempre yung willingness nila to di ba?
To make it work actually.
Oh.
With the new normal lang of teaching. And so,
alright. Okay, so can we may mga questions kasi dito eh. Say halimbawa. Okay. So we've tapos na tayo dun sa journey behind dun sa Marist Violets, no. So can you tell us more bakit pala Marist Violets yung naging niya, yung naging name niya?
That I think will be answered by Ma'am Cha, who conceptualized the name itself. Sige, Ma'am Cha.
But wait, Miss Cha, before you answer, pansin ko dahil mo fans ngayon,
Natatakot nga ako.
Actually, okay ngayon yung mga nagko-comment, they're putting in their batch din. Sige, mas okay yan para ma-shoutout namin din yung batch nyo. Ayun. So go ahead, Miss Cha.
Sige, we were actually given by instruction by Sir JB if we can come up with a name for our online learning. And then of course, while in the course of thinking or of reflecting on what best names will I be able to give to our online learning, I thought of why not give it a name which is very close to, or which is basically very, very Marist. Very Marist. So while I was going over the material, the handbook, lahat-lahat na, nakita ko yung violets niya. So sabi ko, this one, kasi this is, hindi naman pwedeng blue and gold. Although I was thinking, ano ba yung mga colors ng Marist? It's blue and gold. But beyond that would be what are the values we'd like to impart to our students as well, without compromising, of course, recognizing the fact that we are already online, but we will not compromise the values that we'd like to impart to our students. And this would be the values or the symbol of the violets, which would mean humility, simplicity, and modesty. So from there, I came up with violets and then tried to think of words associated with online learning. So siguro sa pag-iisip na rin at sa pagmumuni-muni, na-coin ko yung violets.
Na-imagine ko yung mama, yung before kayo matulog, paghiga nyo sa kama, nakadilat pa rin kayo nakatingin sa habang nag-iisip
Oo. Sir JB was correct. Siguro si Eboy tsaka si Nomerson, you are very much correct when you say na iba talaga yung online. Kasi sabi nila, before, pag online, madali na yan. Kasi parang nasa bahay ka naman, hindi ka naman aalis. Pero it's more difficult. Kasi you try
Exactly.
to work at home, given all the factors affecting, for example nga, yung mga estudyante na former student ko nga nasabi, oh ma'am, Guevara ka na pala. O sige, Mrs. Guevara na ako. Sabi ko, sa ngayon
Oo
kasi,
nga.
parang you are not only, hindi naman mag-i-stop yung work mo kasi nasa bahay ka, continue siya and then you're a mother. Tapos, administrator ka. Tapos, wala namang ibang aasahan din yung mga teachers. I think si Ma'am Gay and Ma'am Len would agree na parang pag may problem din yung teacher, the first person that they will be informing you of the problem is yung AP eh. Tapos ngayon pa nga last year, what made it more difficult was that um because of the pandemic, the school needed to streamline yung aming mga employees. So medyo na-cut, for example, wala kaming mga secretaries. So yung job
You
nila
yourself
ay mapupunta sa amin. So
the
parang
workload.
yung time mo na nga for being an AP is parang kulang na, is already wanting. Tapos ito, meron siyang dadating na parang, oh, Fabric, parang anong gagawin ko? Kasi parang after 5 numbers on your correct, hindi siya nag-end. Hindi talaga
Yes.
siya nag-e-end.
Mm.
7 o'clock may mag-PPM pa rin sa'yo. 11 o'clock may mag-PPM pa rin sa'yo. So sabi ko, when will it end? Parang gusto mong sabihin na tama na nagpapahinga ka naman. Pero hindi naman pwedeng tumigil siya eh. Kasi part siya nga na nahihirapan yung mga teacher. So nagtatanong rin sila. Gising pa rin sila ng mga oras na yun.
Yeah, so ano lang, segue ko lang, sabi ni Mark Season, wala pa internet, may cherry siguro rin sila. Wala pa internet.
Pupuntahan ko yung si
Ayoko
Mart.
na muna mag-react eh. Pero totoo yan.
Totoo nga.
Pupuntahan ko yung si Mart sa bahay nila.
Hindi, yun nga.
Ganyan,
Boy,
ganyan ka IT
sabi kasi
specialist si
dito
Ma'am
ni
Charis.
Aris, isa-shout out ko daw siya. So,
Oh.
isa-shout out ko lang si Aris Pascual.
Yeah, from 97. And also,
97.
shoutout ko rin si Rainier Garcia. Ayan. Sige, order ka lang ng Jumbo Pao and Beef Wonton. Ayun.
Yeah, so doon, talking about yung 'di ba, yung pressure kasi 'di ba pag work from home nga naman, hindi nga siya eh. Parang non-stop siya eh kasi 'di ba? Wala ka namang ibang gagawin kundi work. Yun din yung ibang yun din yung ibang
Dapat ka lang sa
parang
computer.
sentiment ng mga work from home ngayon kasi
Online.
sa office kasi meron kang chance na mag-break, 'di ba? Nakakaalis ka ng ng desk mo, 'di ba? Nakakapasyal ka, nakakabili ka ng food. Pero pag nasa bahay ka, 'di ba? Walang gagawin. Kundi
Isipin mo yung sinaing habang
lahat.
nagtatrabaho. Yung anong ulam mamaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Siguro I guess yung
Hindi, lang. Kwento ko lang, meron kasi may yung daughter ko, so nung PTA, nakausap ko yung teacher, kinamusta ko, sabi niya, ay sir, simula po nung nag-start ng class, hindi pa po ako nakakalabas ng bahay. So medyo naawa naman ako sa akin. Diba? So yun, talaga yung yung sacrifices din ng mga teachers ngayon, mga new normal teachers, 'di ba?
Siguro no more siguro I guess you guys would agree, sir and ma'ams, yung yung environment when you're at home. So parang ang daming distraction, I believe, while doing your work. Siguro it's one of the rin siguro challenges then on your part. Let's hear it kay Miss Gay. How do you yung during the time na when you're doing classes or meetings, isipin niyo pa yung sa bahay niyo.
Our challenges. Yes.
Actually, that's one of the challenges that we face and that we are still facing right now, especially those teachers who are married ones and then those kahit naman single na they have really play an important role, a great responsibility at home. In my case, personal thought by tanong mo sa akin, in my case, I have two naman, meron akong 2 anak. One is incoming first year college na siya, isa naman
Wow.
incoming grade 11. So in my case, during the very first months that we were planning for this one series of meetings, sinabi ko nga kanina, planning pa kami ng mga teachers. They were attending the webinars. Kami naman, they were consistently having meetings. Ano yung gagawin namin? Yeah, webinars attending kasi yun yung pinaka-initial reaction ng mga teachers na makakatulong para sa amin. So while we
Yeah.
are working on the Marist Violets. So in my case, nasa bahay ako, of course, work from home. Kinausap ko yung mga anak ko kasi that's the very first thing that we do, open communication. I told my children, sabi ko sa kanila, your mom will be working at home, kailangan may protected time and space ako dito. I have a meeting. My voice is loud. Okay, my voice is loud. Kaya they were telling me, Mommy, ang lakas ng boses ko. Pero I want to have an energetic, a lively voice para they won't get bored kasi I don't know how would they feel right now, di ba?
Yeah.
If teachers are meeting, I had 38 teachers during that time. Imagine the Google Meet that we had the
Yeah.
first time. Hindi pa ganun kaganda ang internet ko. And then, so we have to take part on the internet muna. And then,
Yeah.
during meetings, slowly but surely, of course, di ba sabi nga nila, minor mistakes, minor errors would be that one. Pero we learn from it, di ba?
Learning from, yeah.
We help each other. They give suggestions. And then, we are very positive, not the COVID positive. We are very positive, accepting thoughts. Diba? So, whenever I have the meeting, whenever we have the meeting, para we look amazing, kumbaga. Para the teachers also, the very first thing that we always have for the meeting is the kumustahan session. Ako, I love that one. Whenever the meeting, I feel at home, I feel blessed, and then I am always being grateful na nakakapag-meeting pa kami nandito, and teachers are very supportive, the administrators are very supportive, as well as the parents na they know the step-by-step that we're doing. So, in this case, the meetings would really help, as a team talaga, hindi kami magiging...
effort, yeah.
Yeah, we cannot have this one, a good meeting, if the support of the group, of the family members in the community, in the cluster, per cluster, and of course, the administrators yan, todo support, would be one of the factors po. Yeah. So sa meeting, ganyan. We started with Google Meet and then teaching one another. Di ba sabi nga natin, Sir Eboy, Sir Nomer, sharing is caring. So
Yes,
yung mabilis maka-adapt sa
Share,
scenario sa online distance learning, they're sharing. Tapos na yung klase namin, literal the time in the clock out, tapos na yung klase, tapos na yung time namin, pero they are extending without saying something, without negative things, and they're tutoring with one another. They usually have the meetings, we teach each other. Yun yung you could always feel in the spirit, yung family spirit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Important, yeah. Yung
Just
support
great to
group,
hear,
no? Yeah, yun nga, natuwa nga ako.
Boy, kasi di ba na natin na dun sa mga past na episodes natin na nadaanan natin yung mental health kasi, which is very important sa nangyayaring yun. So, yan, sobrang okay yung kamustahan period. Yung, kumbaga parang konting moment lang na, Ma'am Len, Ma'am Cha, kamusta na kayo today? Diba? Okay lang po ba kayo? So yun. So yung mga ganong klaseng effort, kumbaga yung ganong klaseng connection na pag-reach out to the other screen, kasi nga online, diba? Ayun siya,
Pero
very
totoo,
important.
yung actually kahit yung small words na, kamusta ka na bro, yung ganun, gaganunin ako. Ang sarap ng feeling sa akin din in a lot of ways parang at least yung feeling na kinamusta ka na ng someone, yung ibang rin what more pa kaya with your colleagues, diba, na especially you have a common goal to reach. Ito question ko, medyo excited ako kay Miss Len Siyempre, nagtuturo ba kayo, Miss Len? Hindi na, you're handling teachers na lang. Paano ba?
Last year po, nag-handle pa ako ng grade 2.
Yung question ako, kasi you're handling tama ba, Sir JB, primary ba tawag dito sa mga ayan.
Yes.
So, ito number ibang case to, mga kids to. Ayun. So, what are your challenges during that time na Especially yung challenges not really with your ano yung co-teachers yung with the students kasi makukulit tong mga to Can you tell us more about that one with your journey for that?
Ano ba? During the first, wait lang, before ko pala sagutin yan, kanina ko pa nakikita yung student ko last year, si Layan.
sige.
Hi! Shout out kay Layan.
Oh.
Kay Carlo Jose. Friend ko yan si Carlo. Hi daw. Shout out daw ako.
Alas mo
And-
naman.
Maraming bumabati kay
Sabi ni Carlo, batiin ko daw siya. And Layan, nakikita ko ilang times kasi siya nagpapagri. And sa daughter ko, Sophie, she's also watching. Hi. So, ayun, for the first, before we started the school year, we already, us in the lower grades, parang we already anticipated na yung mga challenges na haharapin namin bilang early grade teachers. We knew that we would be needing parent assistance. Kasi parang hindi naman natin hayaan with little ones kasi sila mismo lang yung mag-log in. So, we had to ask talaga the parents for their help, especially the K-3 parents. Parang we had to tell them na we will be requiring talaga a parent beside the child or a guardian, a teacher assistant na mag-assist talaga sa child. So we knew also that it was also a challenge from the part of the parent kasi especially for the parents na full-time working din or those parents na walang house help, diba? It was difficult for them too. It was such a challenge. But ano naman, parang we saw their support. And when we had our classes, when we started na, we saw naman na everyone would have teacher assistants. And during that time, yes, makukulit talaga sila. So, sanay sila in the classroom, magsasalita sila sabay-sabay. But sa Google Meet, it's different. Pag nagsalita sabay-sabay, di ba masakit sa ears, nagkakagulo, or ang hirap, hindi mo maintindihan yung sinasabi na. So, we had to train them. Parang we had series of trial classes pa before when hindi pa nagsistart yung school year. Parang we met the students and then we oriented them, pinakita namin sa kanilang platform, and we had talagang series of classes where we explained talagang up to the nitty-gritty details talaga na yung itsura ng button for mute, na i-press mo yan, you have to press that, and then the end call button, what the chat box is for, we have to give them talagang orientation on that. So when we started our classes, na sila, very organized na our classes. We were able to manage the classes very well. And on the course of the school year naman, we had to make sure that our kids were engaged kasi ang kalaban naman namin during that time was their attention span. We only had 30 minutes of synchronous time. But then we would see some students na syempre nasa bahay. Other kids, meron pang dalang blanket, may nakatulog pa, ganyan. Or other kids naman, we would notice yung facial expression nila, siguro may pinapanood or may naka-open na ibang tab. Marunong na sila eh. So we had to manage those things. So as teachers, baka nag-games or baka naka-Netflix pala on another tab.
Yung mga Roblox.
Oo, baka nag-Roblox. And we were telling them, kids, we know exactly your face o kung itsura kapag nag-Roblox kayo or yung presentation ko, white yung background, pero ba't blue yung face mo? So, nalalaman din namin. We had to come up with strategies, engaging strategies talaga for them to be sustained. So, yun. But it was fun. It was a fun school year.
Share ko lang, guys, yung kid ko kasi, yun nga, I think grade 2 ata or 3 ata siya nag-start with the online. Alam mo yung parang tuwan-tuwa siya. Yay! Sabi, bakit? Kasi si ma'am, wala sa class. May internet problem pala. So yun, parang tuwan-tuwa sila. Yun yung mga yung mga inaabangan nila during the start ng online. Anyway, yung naman parang may Sir JB, merong di ba? Parang representative yung per level. Yun, siya na lang yung ng information na i-resume yung class after ganitong oras. Ayun, wala pa rin silang hawala. So parang yun yung isang nila yung mga anticipating moment pag wala yung teacher sa online. Ayun lang, share ko lang. Ayun.
Pero boy, you'll be surprised na yung mga kids today are very gadget savvy, di ba? Kumbaga parang merong moment pa na yung mga student ang nagtuturo dun sa teacher kung paano gamitin yung Google
Meet. And sa parents,
Meet
actually, ako yung kid ko, tinuturuan ako. Paano yun, yung Zoom, yung mga adjustments. Yeah.
Mas madali sila na nag-adapt dun sa dun sa technology.
Yes, exactly.
So yun din eh. So based on my experience and with my kids, madali lang din nilang na natutunan yung yung Google Meet and yung Apa isa yung
Kini-
Microsoft Teams platform.
Tsaka guys, kinikwento ko rin sa kid ko. Kasi kid ko is very techie, Parang kinikwento ko sa kanya, alam mo ba nung fourth year ako, Miss Charis, yung fourth year kami, hindi pa namin alam yan. Kumbaga, as in, sobrang Jurassic na Jurassic during that time, Miss Charis, no? And what more pa kaya sa mga higher batch sa atin number. Yun, so parang they're really blessed with the technology na rin. Hopefully, mabalance ng kids. I believe, hindi yung one thing about sa Miss Len, Sir JB, yung sa kids, yung balancing yung technology and yung real stuff na ayun.
Can I just quickly read yung comment from
Go
Miss
ahead.
Ophelia Marcelino? Sabi niya,
Ay,
Marist did a good job training the teachers in preparation for the online classes. I was part-time teacher in grade 12 prior to the pandemic. I was blessed to participate in the online training. The teachers bravely faced and accepted the challenges, uncertainties, and all the hurdles of the virtual classes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Maris. So, yan. So, thank you. Yun pala,
sobrang whatever it is, Sir JB and the faculty, sobrang effective with the kids. I saw it naman, and same with the mga testimonials sa mga teacher. Mga parents. Wala, sobrang good job nga. Yun lang.
Okay. So,
applause for you.
Pag-usapan kanina pala, sandali lang, yung mental health natin. So, can we talk about yung safety and health program pala with regards to personnel? So, how did Maris parang do you have any program kung meron bang parang say paano ba yung
One-on-one
COVID response natin or yung pandemic response or may mga may paayuda ba? Ano ba?
I think Sir JB would be able to give us some information about that one. Sir JB, yeah.
Well, for one, prolonged exposure to the computer and the stress of preparing lessons, even the teaching online took quite a toll on our teachers. And one thing that we did for that was to come up with a respite period or a rest week, and we called it the completion week. It's the last week of the quarter, and it was meant really there are no synchronous nor asynchronous sessions being held. It was really purely meant for both students and teachers to take a rest from the computer and have a me time for themselves for that week. And that I think was quite helpful, because when they returned back to classes, they were a bit refreshed, and renewed. Yes,
I think that's 1 week, Sir JB, no?
1 week. Yes.
Oh, 1 week. Yan, gulat ako, ha? Bakasyon kagad kayo. Tuwan-tuwa yung kid ko.
Hindi.
About sa person, I mean, not with the faculty, how about yung sa mga support, Sir JB? Same thing din ba? Yung sa reg, sa mga, sa maintenance, do they have the same thing then?
Yes, everyone, the entire community observed the completion week. So it's not only meant for the teachers, but for the entire personnel.
All right. Galing. Effective, actually, totoo yan, when it comes to mental health. I think, Nomer, just to lang din, we had some, kasi we had an episode with mental health, although for kids, our guest was Miss, Carmona nga, and she was telling us those stuff nga na about sa mental health nga. Sobrang napaka-essential din kasi yung stress nga, yung, like what you mentioned, Sir JB, yung stress in front of the computer, setting up, especially yung frustration mo kapag hindi yung walang signal or namamatayan yung ibang stress level din yung for that person eh. So I guess that also goes with the teachers then as well, I believe, yung stress level.
Correct, yeah. And one particular feature of the Marist Violets was to make sure that the screen time of the students are really limited. That's why, if you'd notice in the case of the Marist Violets compared with the other schools, talagang ang focus namin ay nandun sa asynchronous session. Now, the audience might not be familiar with the terms synchronous and asynchronous. These are type of online learning. In the case of synchronous, you get to meet your teachers, you get to meet your classmates virtually using Google Meet. In the case of asynchronous, it's an individual task. So the student himself is the one to he's given a task by the teacher and he works on it. Now,
Assignment.
yes. Now,
Yeah.
in the case of Marist School, we allot one synchronous session per subject and two asynchronous sessions per
Alright.
subject. Now, that's why in the case of Marist School, we give more weight to asynchronous than to synchronous. Other schools, parang ang kanilang sistema ay parang normal face-to-face na kung
Mhm.
gaano katagal yung klase, ganun din
Very
katagal yung ano yung
screen time.
screen time. Now in our case, talagang we limited it for the lower grades, 30 minutes lang ang kanilang screen time. Sa upper grades, sa junior high, 40 minutes. Tapos dun sa senior high, it's 50 minutes. But for now, we have extended it to 10 minutes. So sa grade school, 40 minutes na siya. Sa junior high, 50. And then sa senior high, it's already 1 hour.
So may
Can we
certain
quickly share yung yung
adjustments.
graphics dun sa delivery of content of Marist Violets?
Yeah, okay.
Sige.
Alright. Tama ba yung slide, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Thank you
so-
so much for this. So this is the weekly, this is what's happening weekly in the Marist Violets. For each subject, there is a synchronous activity. That means the teacher is able to meet the class. Now, take note as well that in the case of Marist School, though our class is composed of 40 students, we divided it into two groups. So each group has only about 20 students, and that would allow more interaction, more engagement between the teacher and the students. And then we do have the asynchronous activities. That's why it's quite one very important attitude that our students should have is self-discipline. They really should be able to have that self-discipline to focus on the task given them and finish it on time. Homeroom period is a daily activity. It's meant for them to yun nga po, yung kumustahan, be able to know each other's what's going on with each other, and for daily updates. They do have homeroom socials at the level of the homeroom, and then there's a club activity once a week, and then student teacher consultation. This is done daily. All teachers have a particular consultation time, and students could by appointment schedule a consultation with the teacher, ask if there are any clarifications need to be done with the lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
organized
would
I mean,
say, sir,
you guys are absorbing din yung mga ganyang Yan.
pero ano ba, can you say, sir, na mas mas connected ba ngayon yung students sa mga teacher dahil sa ganitong features? I mean, mas focus ba yung students
Well,
of today?
the online learning is quite different from face to face. It has its own it has its own merits. It also has its own downside. But in terms of connectivity, the synchronous sessions allow teachers to be able to engage with the students. I do think, despite the distance, the platform is able to provide connection amongst the between the teacher and the students. Nandun pa rin yung connection between the teacher and the students with their fellow students. There's still that sense of community amongst them, even if it's going on virtually.
Actually, totoo yun eh. Yung pamangkin ko kasi sa high school, natatakot pa rin pag, ewan, I think something with the uniform, natatakot pa rin sila. Kahit online. I think Miss Len, Miss Gay, Miss Charisse ba, I think they need to be in complete uniform at least sa top lang, 'di ba?
Correct.
Ayan. Yun. Was there any, funny moments with regards to this one? Let's start with kay Miss Cha sa mga senior high. Especially may mga girls tayo sa senior high eh.
Funny moments?
Sa
Ano,
uniform.
hindi naman sa uniform ba matatawag yung nakalimutan niya na ano, parang, pinagbihis siya nung isang mga teacher kasi nga hindi siya naka-uniform. So parang
Alright.
naka-t-shirt lang siya. Tapos nakalimutan naman niya. I think the boy honestly said, "Ay ma'am, nakalimutan ko po. Magbibihis lang po ako." Tapos siguro hindi niya namalayan na hindi niya na-click yung ano,
Cam
yung
off.
video off. So naghubad siya doon. Si teacher ang nahiya. Si teacher yung nahiya na siya yung nag-off ng camera niya. And then after that, sinabi na lang ni teacher nung sila na lang dalawa, "Uy, ano, nakalimutan mo yata i-off yung camera mo." So, ay oo nga. So, yun lang naman yung natatandaan ko na funny moment dun sa uniform. Pero yung sa mga hair kasi, it's part kasi sana last
As a
year ng
hero.
kanilang ano yung hair. But we have been we have been very considerate of the
Lenient,
hair kasi nga they cannot go out eh.
Yeah.
So, basta ang sa senior high then nung last year, as long as nakikita naman yung mukha nila, tapos comb back, kasi may mga boys tayo na parang afro na yung hair nila eh, kasi ganun na yung
Makulot.
ano. So, basta, so, i-comb back lang naman nila na ano, para presentable din naman sila. Kasi, even if it's online, it's still school function. So you treat
Yeah.
it as if you're coming to school talaga na
Yes.
well-groomed ka, na hindi ka naman pupungas-pungas sa harap ng screen mo. So
Speaking of
ganun.
yung sa mga haircut, yung kid ko, grade school to hanggang chest na ata, ganun ka long hair na. Pero pwede naman daw. Yun. Tuwa naman siya. Let's see from kay Miss Gay sa junior high. Ito medyo mas makukulit dito. Any funny moments with the online?
Funny moments in the online. Sa uniform, not much kasi ang junior high school, parang medyo iba eh. They are very obedient to the rules.
Alright, good,
yeah,
good.
yung uniform nila, it's okay. The funny moment would be, I remembered kasi I actually substituted one class. Di ba, may curtain. Example, this one, the curtain. Hindi naman siya funny moment. May kita mo lang na meron na sa gilid na sumisilip. And then sabi lang na, "Praise be Jesus and Mary his mother." Before the end, that one, may lumalabas sa kurtina, may sumisilip. Siguro, kapatid niya, yung mga ganon. Tapos bigla iba-block lang niya, yan, mga ganyan. And then, another one would be the teachers were giving stories na so happen na meron siyang bring me something. Nawawala sa isip ng bata yung camera pagtayo niya. Yung mga shorts, di ba literal naman eh. You won't expect students would be wearing the black pants, parang ganyan. Pagtayo niya, kita agad yung shorts. Yun lang, mga ganun lang yung mga moments na may kita mong happy moments sa kanila or parang lang. Pero not much of the parang sa face-to-face na makikita mo. So, siguro, those two things lang na-remember ko for that one. Thank you.
Okay, teka. How about si Ma'am Len from grade school?
So, ito, mas marami makukulit dito.
Totoo. Madami ring funny moments sa lower grades kasi, for example, we would have classes. So, at the beginning of the class, nakaupo sa harap ng computer. So, very formal, no? Pero once the teacher would have a game, like for example, we'd have bring me, that would require them to suddenly stand up from their seats, biglang patay, huli mo na nakapajamas pala, or tawag namin semi-formal. Formal yung taas, pero yung baba, hindi formal. Yun, naka-PJs, sometimes naka-underwear. So we'd have kids na ganun. Kasi mahilig kami pag-games or minsan may mga sila, dance numbers, ganyan, or mga ganun
exercise.
Yeah, pag PE, biglang pagtayo nila, semi-formal lang. Taas lang yung formal. And I guess even the teachers would have minsan nagkakabukuhan kami, like for the teachers, yung iba siguro naka-shorts lang, parang yung pang-taas, very formal sila. Pero yung pala, kalahati. I guess, sa lahat naman ng nag-work from home, parang uso siguro yan, no? Semi-formal for this year.
Newscaster din actually, mga bloopers na so one sa YouTube. Yung totoo yun, yung sinasabi ni Miss Len nga na ano. Kasi yung kid ko, share ko lang. I think ano ata yung PE ata yun eh, Miss Len. So, para magja-jumping jack sila. Tumakbo siya. Kasi naka-brief lang pala siya. Kinuha niya pa yung shorts niya. Ayun.
Madaming
Correct.
ganun talaga.
So,
Yeah.
minsan may dadaan yung sa likod yung tatay, nakahubad, kakain.
Yes.
Actually,
Oo,
doon ako
nakakalimutan yata nila eh. Or
Kasi
minsan,
minsan
siguro yung mga parents akala hindi namin nakakita. Parang feeling mo siguro as a parent, parang malayo naman yung computer na ano ko. But no, minsan parang, daddy, medyo kita ka namin from here.
Daddy.
Sila yung mga
Daddy
funny
Eboy.
moments minsan. O hindi may sariling ano yung kid ko. Ayun. Pero at first,
Yan,
actually, medyo isang challenge din sa mga parents, I believe, yung ano, yung area ng online ano ng mga kids nga eh. Especially for some, I believe, ano, ginasusan talaga nila yung, ano, nila, yung mga background nila. Tapos same with the tables eh. And anyway, it's gonna be a long term naman eh. So it's more of an investment din for the kids things eh.
Yeah.
To focus on the schooling. Ayun.
Yeah. Pero boy, siguro yung isang downside lang nito, yung mga kids kasi ano, would not be able to experience yung, 'di ba, yung
Yeah.
social life, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Especially yung, 'di ba, yung first to 7, yung 1 to 7 years old, 'di ba, yun yung formative years eh,
Yep.
'di ba? So,
Hindi
'di ba,
sila naka-ano.
biro mo parang gagraduate ka na lang na nasa ano ka lang, nasa nasa computer ka lang.
Computer. Hintayin mo yung picture mo sa slide.
Hindi, Hindi, saka ano, sabihin, 'di ba, wala kang real friend eh. Puro digital lahat ng friend mo, puro
Virtual.
online, 'di ba?
Pero siguro, for me, as a parent din, yung medyo, hindi na really frustration ko. Kasi yung daughter ko, kasi graduating during that time eh, sa college. So parang, I never had the chance nga na, kasi ang dami award ni daughter. I never had the chance na, to give her the award sa stage. Ayun. Okay lang. At least may award din lang yun. Yun. Mas importante for me yan. I mean, yun.
Sige. Questions for all. What makes Marist Violet different from from any other
Online
di ba,
programs.
may mga homeschool programs, may mga ganun. Kasi yun yung yun yung question last year din eh. Madami rin akong nakausap na parents na
Debate?
na nag-aantayan eh. Di ba, kumbaga parang,
yeah.
i-enroll mo ba anak mo? O mag-homeschool na lang
Homeschool
tayo? Di ba,
or
kasi yun yung question eh. Between syempre yung homeschooling na tuition is much less than yung sa
Online.
traditional school eh. So yun yung inaano nila. Yun yung parang yung
Win-away nila.
Now, after 1 year, what can you tell yung mga parents saka yung mga mga potential students natin? What makes Marist Violet different, or what makes it ahead with other online platforms? So,
Sir JV, I believe. You want to say something about it? All right.
Well, for one, the Marist education in the Marist Violets is still the same. We're still offering the same unique Marist education, just in a different modality. It's done online. All the features of the Marist Violet speak of being Marist, that of being holistic, integral, values infused. We do promote the core values of faith, Marian, communion and service. It's technology integrated, and then it's student centered. All the approach are taken to ensure that individual needs, interests of the students are addressed. One particular advantage of the Marist Violets is the fact that it makes use of a hybrid model, a combination of synchronous and asynchronous. Unlike other schools that majority of them make use of synchronous sessions, and then they treat asynchronous as if it's just meant for giving assignment. But for Marist School, it's more than that. Synchronous session, in fact, has the more meat and given much more attention by the teachers than the synchronous session. And
Engagement.
I do think that I do think that after a year of implementation of the Marist Violets, it has we have been receiving positive feedback from both parents and students of how effective the teaching and learning has been going on with the use of the Marist Violets program. One key probably to the success of the Marist Violets is the constant evaluation of the program. We do not stop from trying to enhance and improve the program. Continuous yung evaluation. And in fact, at the end of the school year, all the notes that we had for the entire school year, we took them and we revised the Marist Violets because of that.
Yun. At least may mga adjustments din throughout the year, Sir JV. May mga discovery moments din along the
Yes.
way. Yun. Tsaka tama si Sir JB yung siguro I guess yung engagement ng student and teacher during the class compare dun sa homeschooling. Kasi as we know, not for everyone na hindi alam yung homeschooling kasi parents pa rin nagtuturo. Tama, Sir JB?
Correct. Yes,
Sila pa rin
correct.
one challenge for those is yung mga working parents they won't be able to focus on their kids yung mga modules nga. Let's hear it from I want to hear it from yung sa primaries kay Miss Len, yung mga challenges or siguro na really challenge yung in terms of yung sa homeschooling and also yung sa online schooling. Have you heard any yung coming from the parents?
Siguro lang for those parents who were thinking na i-homeschool nila yung kids nila or online ba nila with Marist Violets, parang ako lang, ang take ko lang is what sets us apart from homeschooling is that yung Marist Violets, we've already carefully curated learning activities na-design na namin with the help of the academic team, with the coordinators and faculty. Na sila, well-curated and well-planned na yung activities and learning, very structured yung learning such that yung child can easily navigate through the learning materials, and even remotely in a remote setup, we're still able to they're still able to achieve our intended learning goals for them. So as for the parents, you wouldn't really have to prepare so much. Parang you would have to make follow-ups. Yes, yung degree of participation talaga ng parents this online setup mas mataas compared as before, but I can say na with Marist Violets, since we've prepared everything, we've planned everything for the child, as a parent, you'll have to make follow-ups na lang and monitor children's submissions and progress. And the learning content talaga, it will come from the teachers.
Yes, sir. Yeah. How about sa junior high, kay Miss Gay, any challenges in terms of yung same thing with Miss Len?
In the child, at first, when we had this pandemic, there were a number of parents who were asking then through calls or through email, what would be the best? Ma'am, may I have your comments, suggestions? They would love to have the online, rather the homeschooling program. One for sure would be their consideration to tuition fee. But then again, so going back, yun naman talagang reality sa parents because most of the parents work from home or others naman talaga nawala ng trabaho. Let's face the fact. And some of our parents talagang you have business, di ba? And then medyo na-close muna. So laying all the cards and of course giving them the Marist Violets, being holistic, student-centered, and most especially values, di ba, infused. So, andun pa rin si Marist School, nandun pa rin yung tatak Marista natin. So, yun yung parati natin kinikater, binibigay sa magulang. And we see to it that we guide, give assistance, and teachers, the support group nga, tapos, and then so with the administrators, and yung consistent or monitoring of the parents and the the parents, the students, who would really engage themselves na we would work hand in hand, we will go through it in one direction, in one way, in one path na we could make it. and we claim it that we would have this online distance learning a good one with
Yeah.
the help of the Marist Violets. And thank you for really giving us the good commendations for, or the commendations rather, for the
Mm,
Marist
of course.
Violets. Opo, yeah.
Alright.
Of course. Ayun, 'di
Let's
ba?
hear it.
Um,
Mhm.
Hindi, ano lang,
Go ahead, go ahead.
quickly lang. So, narinig ko kasi yung word na hybrid eh, 'di ba? So, do you think na yung mga kids of today are kumbaga parang naging ano na, meron na silang panibagong skills with regards to, 'di ba, yung parang yung learning skills sila in front of the computer,
Sure.
and yung ano rin, kumbaga yung basic skills sila
Face to
when it
face.
comes to ano to syempre yung following directions, 'di ba? Kung ano yung mga homework na ano rin, 'di ba? Kumbaga nagiging ano sila parang independent somehow. Pero
Yeah.
ang ano ko, ang take ko nga kumbaga parang independent ka pero meron kang ano means para ano para 'di ba? Ah makuha yung right answer kasi syempre nasa harap ka ng computer, 'di ba? Lahat na siguro ng answer pwede mo makuha
Andun eh.
doon, 'di ba? I-ano lang, Google mo lang kahit
Google
na
mo
ito.
isang window lang.
Oo, 'di ba?
Right.
So, parang ano ba, parang ito na ba yung parang yung mga student ba ngayon nagiging more of ano na sila, better ano ba, researcher? Ganun ba? So,
I
gumagamit ba
guess.
sila ng ano,
Oo.
ng Google, Ma'am ano?
Pwede ata,
Ma'am Lynn?
no? Miss
Yes,
Gay.
yeah. One of the things that they're doing actually, even sa high school students, senior high, the graders, they could actually access. Remember po, di ba, they are Gen Zs. So nasa Gen Z
Yeah.
generation sila. So they are more equipped and well versed of the things that you could notice to your son or to your nephews ba or
Nephews.
niece, wherein they're having the Google Meet but they are still opening another tab. They can do the multitasking. Yeah,
Asking.
parang yun lang yun eh. But then again, yeah, we do face the fact that they can navigate, they can do all these things, but then we always imbibe the Marist values, the values infusion na we're in, the integrity of our ano pa rin, yung exams, yung quiz, yung honesty. So we always inculcate in them na even though it's online, still the values are here, di ba? Kayo po, a true-blooded Marista, you know what we are talking right now for the values
Course.
taught. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Let's hear it kay, no,
Yeah.
kay sa senior high. Ito kasi, pag sinabi mo na senior high, ano eh, for me, parang college na talaga to eh, no? First year, tsaka second year college during our time eh, no? Medyo may adult factor na to eh. What were your challenges, ano, Miss Cha, yung from online against homeschooling?
The most challenging part was actually since we could not see our students talaga. We do not know what if they are really attuned with what we are talking about. So we do not, kasi ang daming tabs na open sa kanila simultaneously.
Alright.
So even if, for example, we are on Google Meet, they will simply be there, but they are already playing. So ML ba yung tawag doon, Eboy?
Cellphone, oh yeah.
Oo, yan, yung
Cellphone,
ML,
Mobile Legend.
nag-ML na sila. Tapos, they are I'd like to say they are very creative as well kasi they would simply turn their video off, and then when I say, oh, boy, for example, boy, why is your video off? Ay, ma'am, low connection po. So what can we do? Low connection nga. Hindi naman
Oo,
namin
Creative yun.
diba? Kasi much as we'd like them to have their video on all the time, what can we do? That's beyond our control already. So if they say, ma'am, ay low bandwidth po, o edi sige, for as long as we know you're there. Pero yun nga, the issue there is pag tumagal na, for example, oh, boy, andyan ka pa ba? Wala na yung bata doon. Pero online naman siya. Nakikita naman namin yung name niya doon sa aming Google Meet. So that's one. Pas pangalawa nga, since they are already technically, kung wala lang senior high, mga college students na sila, marami na rin silang functions at home, Nomerson. So, in addition to them being students, parents would also assign them functions at home. So, for example, they are tasked to teach their younger siblings. That poses a challenge kasi hindi muna sila makakagawa ng task nila iintindihin muna nila yung younger siblings nila. And we have many senior high school students whose siblings ay nag-aaral din sa ating school. So uunahin nila yun.
Mhm.
Not taken, tapos meron pa rin na they share the same gadget. So pag isa lang, mauuna muna si
Yeah.
bunso bago si kuya. So ganun yung mga challenges doon. And of course, ang hirap talaga kasi ang kalaban mo is technology eh. So yung pag 17 and 18 years old, nararamdaman nila yung boredom. Nalaramdaman nila yung boredom na for 1 hour, for 3 hours, nakaupo ako dito sa harap ng computer ko with only 10 to 15 minute break. Parang nakakapagod din siya, draining din siya eh. So yun yung challenge doon. But kanina when you ask what will make parents enroll their students in Marist, I guess I can also say it's because of Violets. So when we say it's Violets, we say the first value would be humility. We, as teachers, as administrators, we acknowledge that the platform and our program is not perfect. Okay, we are true to saying na hindi siya perfect. So that's why we need your
Evolving.
evaluation, we need our feedback. Give us your feedback and let's check on what we can do about your feedback. So because that's being humble. You do not say, alam, perfect yung program namin, wala siyang
We're the
mali.
best.
Oo, so hindi namin sinasabi
Hindi pala.
yun. So second, it's also simple. We take it from its simplicity. It's easy to learn. Hindi siya even the parents madali siyang matutunan. Plus of course, every time we give out a program, instructed naman yung parents kung ano yung gagawin nila. So for example, there would be a parent-teacher conference, dinidetalye kung ano yung gagawin ng parent para makapasok doon sa Google Meet. So very simple naman siya. And last but not the least, it's modest. When we say it's modest, we know that Marist is an educational institution, but more than that, we put importance to the values eh. Kasi yung education, you learn that eh. I think si Eboy would agree with me na yung mga estudyante namin in the past na medyo hindi naman sila magagaling. But look at where you are right now.
Look at
Diba?
Emerson.
So yun, pero the values you bring with
community.
you eh. So the values you bring with you when you grow up,
Yeah.
hindi lang nila, siguro kayo, you did not realize na, oops, ito palang value, ito natutunan ko sa Marist, pero nadadala ko siya ngayon. So yun yung I think the 3 qualities that would make our parents say na, sige sa Marist na ulit yung anak ko, or I will transfer my son / or daughter to Marist.
Yeah.
Mm.
Totoo yan. I can attest to that one. Kasi yung Sir JB, I think Sir JB or si Miss Susan Nefable ata, nag-consult ako eh. I don't remember na eh. Parang I was thinking of having my kid sa homeschooling. Kasi parang inisip ko naman, siguro, mafe-feel din, I mean, yung testimonial ko, same with other parents din siguro. Parang, kasi homeschooling din naman, online, parang pareho lang naman din sa bahay eh. Kasi what's the difference naman in tuition fee? Siguro, mas malaki nga yung, I mean, compare sa homeschooling, mas malaki pa rin sa online. Pero, parang iniisip ko, iba pa rin yung values, tsaka yung iba pa rin pag nasa Marist kasi yung anak mo eh. Yun yung inaano ko eh, especially for me. Ako, I graduated from Marist, so bakit yung anak ko hindi ko yan? Parang, kumbaga, kung money matters lang naman, money factors, kaya pa namang gapangin ng magulang. Yun yung inaano ko. Pero yung what the student will learn, kasi yung priceless for me. Especially yung with me and my brothers, kay mga pamangkin ko, we all graduated sa Marist. Kumbaga, bakit ko paalisin yung kid ko? I mean, baka iba pa matutunan. Then joke. Pero yung sa akin na bottom line is, Marist pa rin eh. Yun nga, yung having said ni Miss Charis kanina, the values pa rin eh. Totoo yan. Yun yung something na siguro hindi ko maano sa ibang school. Yun lang yung for me. Kumbaga, then I went for Marist pa rin. I have the good reason naman din eh. Kahit gapangin ko pa yung anak ko. Yun, for against dun sa mas murang homeschooling. Nothing against with the homeschooling, guys eh. I mean with the viewers din eh. Kasi a lot of parents kasi they're struggling then with the tuition fee. I would really understand that one. Pero for me kasi siguro I'm kind of blessed then with some means then for my kid to stay in Mary's. Yun lang din.
Okay. Just to add, sabi ni Leo Marcelino sa comment,
Kuya
sabi,
Leo. Shout out batch 93 yan. Kuya Leo.
93. Sabi niya, aside from the basic instructions, one important component the school gives is formation through online retreats, celebration of the Eucharist, prayers, novenas, and the like. This is participated by students, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders. Yes, yun, na rin sa akin yun. Kumbaga parang very important din sa akin yun na ako, na lumaki ako in a Catholic school. And ayun na, very distinct yung ano namin, yung pagiging humble namin. Di ba, boy?
Totoo. Actually, na-joke up. I mean, I got friends from other schools, pero yun nga sinasabi nila, bakit iba ka sa mga, ay, sorry, gumura sana ako. Ba't iba ka sa mga, sa mga yan? So, malay ko. Sabi ko, wala naman akong pakialam. Hindi, I mean, wala naman akong pakialam kung ano sabihin ng ibang tao. Kumbaga, okay na akong ganito. Yun yung mga subconscious na yung Marist learning eh. Yung simplicity nga, mga ganun. So, I guess, yun yung mga natutunan ko rin sa pagkatao ko. Same with Nomer, I believe.
Nalala ko, Eboy, yung classmate ko nung college, sabi niya, bakit daw ako lagi nagsa-sign of the cross tuwing dumadaan sa simbahan? Sabi ko, di ba normal yun? Di ba dapat yun ang gagawin mo? So, ayun nga. So, parang, baga, since ganun tayo lumaki, di ba? So, naano na natin yun. Nadala na natin yun hanggang sa...
Same din, Sir JB and ma'ams. I guess with all the alumni here watching, we still have our rosary in our pockets pa rin. If not in our pockets, sa car, not sa car, sa office, it will never be gone eh. I mean, ano na yun eh. Trademark na ng Marista yan eh. Yun. Yun lang din. Kumbaga, yung that differs us from with our friends, di ba? And not from Marist yun.
And sabi ni Alexander Taguino, sabi niya, students in Marist School are really guided well by the advisors and teachers. Ayan, so marami pong salamat teachers. Of course,
Yun,
ano to?
actually,
Well, parang ito yung ano yan, kumbaga ito yung isa sa yung sa major part ng Marist Violets kung bakit nyo kailangan mag-Marist Violet, di ba?
Yes,
Why you need to go back to Marist or why you need to continue your Marist education is because of our teachers, yung di ba yung yung quality, yung ano nila, yung ano ba?
Quality, sabi ni Jaime Perdices from batch 96 yan, quality nga. Totoo naman. And yung ano ko lang, batiin ko lang yung from our last episode nga, yung sa batch 96, parang kinoment nga ni Kuya Marvin Serafin nga yung giving back to the teachers then. Kasi we mentioned earlier with our teachers nga, with how we grew up with them. Yung nga, we're not gonna be like this nga kung hindi dahil sa teachers natin in high school, especially grade school and high school. Kasi college, medyo ano pa yan eh. Pero yung how you are, ano yung mga natutunan mo during your primary and secondary hanggang intermediate, it's gonna be one of the biggest factor that mold your personality and your character nga. Ayan. Thank you guys. Kahit si Sir JV, naalala Sir JV, may ganun. Hello. Hello, KEF Edward. Ganun. Trademark na yan, Sir JV.
Sabi niya, Miss Marcelino, sabi niya, to know more about Marist School, ask the alumni.
Yan, tama yan.
Tapos, ito ba? Sabi niya, David Lumba. Ano ba to? Guy ba to? Na
long hair lang yun.
Yes, incoming grade 9.
Ayan. Already grade
9. Long hair. Parang long hair din pala ako. Okay. So, sabi niya, being Marist is more than just being a student. It's an experience of growth, spirituality, and a hint of Marceline's charism that continuously supplies us with life morals that aid us until the end. Being a student, the institution has done more than form. It has successfully fostered good Christians and virtuous citizens. #ever forever. Wow.
Galing ng mga teacher nito ni David na. Ang ganda nung ano niya na, yung comment yan. Thank you David for that. Totoo naman. Actually, we are the leading example of what he mentioned right now. Yun.
Saka,
Okay.
yun. So, yun lang.
Okay.
So, very thankful kami talaga sa
Mm.
lahat ng bumubuo ng ng Marist, ng teaching community.
Violets. Yeah. And
Faculty.
the community
Wala.
themselves. And also the parents, actually, I would need to commend the parents then for helping the faculty in Marist for this one. Kasi hindi kaya ng teacher lang alone yan eh. A big help would be coming from the home sa bahay talaga with the parents and also sila kuya and ate. And also sila yaya. Actually, marami yan. Yaya rin nag-check. Ayun, totoo yan. Ayun.
Mga teaching assistants. Pero ng bagong position, di ba? Teaching assistants. Teaching assistant yung pala, yung mga ano yun. Mga parents din pala yun. Kaya,
siguro for me, share ko lang before we move forward yung one challenge for yung sa being a parent dun sa online, nahirapan ako yung mag-video ng mga exercise. Wala lang. Yung sa anak ko, Miss Lena, yung mga assignment sa PE, gano'n. Oh. Tapos pag may assignment, siya magre-research pa ako naman yung sasabi nito. So, parang hindi nga yung sinasabi ng ibang parents they're learning as well. Kasi ang hirap turuan yung bata without learning kung ano yung tuturo sa kanila. Yun, so, hello parents. Good job. Ayun, anyway,
Okay.
moving forward.
So, we are entering now a new school year, di ba? So, is there anything that needs to be, improve or meron bang bagong features ang Marist Violets ngayon, di ba? Kasi lang to second year na gagawin ulit ng Marist. So, what's in store for us for the
Something new?
There's something new.
Sir JB, I think you would need to something new.
Okay. Well, for one, I've already made mention there's an additional screen time
10 minutes,
and then we are now going to administer exams, quarterly exams, which we did not last school year. Likewise, we'll be leveling up our activities. Last school year, we were making things very simple to everyone because everything is new to us. But seeing how the rich possibilities of varied activities that we could conduct online, we were wanting that all our activities for the school year will be more leveled up.
Patay.
More
exams.
Not more exams, but siguro yung mga, di ba meron tayo na mga father-son camp out. We'll be coming up with a creative activity, an alternative still done virtually. And,
all right.
Yes, we could also conduct family days. Now, aside from that, we would be having a dedicated time for the prefect of discipline, the librarians, and the guidance counselors to be able to meet each homeroom for monthly. Each homeroom they'd be able to have designated time monthly, and we also would be having a weekly assembly na pa. The assistant principals might be able to add something pa.
So we're gonna start with kay Miss Len with the grade school, mga kids, any developments. When we call developments or mga changes or
what changes pa? From last year, we took note of some suggestions from the parents in regards with the scheduling. So we will be having some adjustments lang naman with the schedule. And then also, since like what Sir JB mentioned, since this is our second year of implementation now, the students can expect our activities na step up na kami with our activities. Like what Sir JB mentioned, we will have father and child camp out this year. And we could also have mom and child grandparents day, class night, and many other more activities in store for the grade schoolers in Marist. And also to add up din to what Sir JB mentioned a while ago, they can still expect yung mga formation programs natin like you were mentioning earlier, like our level masses, we have Eucharistic celebrations pa that even if we're online, we have online retreats then, our formation programs along with our library and guidance services. So there.
Ayun. Alright. So, abangan ng mga kids and parents yan. How about sa junior high kay Miss Gay?
Yeah, of course. We work as one Marist family. We are working with one Marist Violets. Still goes for the school year, like the activities that Ma'am Len mentioned already. So more engaged, more engaged activities, student activities per se, as well as the subject area celebrations. For the school year, we would strengthen our activities for the different subjects, partner activities, as well as the Marist School Coordinating Body, the MSCB. Okay, for this school year, we will have the MSCB. When, by the way, our coordinators, they're the moderators rather, Ms. Susana Fable and Mr. Mark Artugue, they will work hand in hand so that we continue to develop our servant leaders, our Marist servant leaders. Okay, and then, yes, opo, para we could strengthen the leadership true-blooded Marista. And of course, another one, we added the screening time, the synchronous time to 10 minutes so that they would really engage during their synchronous class with their subject teachers. And in homeroom activities also, they do have, they miss the feast day, di ba? In the homeroom feast day, the homeroom socials, ayan, aside from the kumustahan every day because homeroom time is always be their time of sharing their thoughts, academics, non-academics, or their thoughts during this pandemic time at home, okay, sharing their thoughts. And that would be upcoming activities for the school year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And let's hear it from sa mga kuya at ate sa senior high. How about kay Miss Charisse? Any developments or changes or adjustments?
Yeah. We are preparing our students for college, and in as much as that is our target, with or without the pandemic, we should be able to teach or intensify or strengthen yung kanilang research skills. So that is one. We already offered research talaga as a separate subject for 2 years. Ngayon, i-intensify namin siya. It will already include Filipino. So meron na silang pananaliksik sa Filipino, boy. Para yung incoming grade 2, 'di ba pamangkin mo si
Ethan.
Si Ethan 'yon, magkakaroon na sila noon.
Shout out Ethan.
Shout out sa kanya. Nanonood ba siya?
Oh yeah.
And then number 2, we, in addition to of course academics, there is a project cooking up with our PE subject area to offer physical fitness challenges online. So hindi iyan nagawa last year. So meron silang niluluto ngayon na yung mga yung mga, for example, yung ang niluluto kasi nila yung parang Biggest Loser, yung as far as yung weight gain nila nung nakuha nung pandemic, and then after 1 year ano na yung weight mo, ano yung program na ginawa mo. So niluluto pa nila yun. And then yung number 3, we would already be accepting girls in the school, starting doon sa lower grades ni Ma'am Len. So our activities will be more gender inclusive. So meron na kaming mga activities or na area or mga celebrations geared for women. Kasi last year we had Women's Month. So we will continue with that. So meron din kaming niluluto for mga clubs that would accommodate already girls. So yan yung karagdagang new sa darating na taon na to. And then as far as the senior high school is concerned, our sectioning is already by strand. Okay, so when we say Nomerson by strand, so lahat nung pumili nung STEM parang college, magkaka-blockmate na sila for
Alright.
for this year. So lahat nung nag-ABM at pumili ng ABM, magkakaklase na sila. Same goes for UMS and arts and design. So that pag meron, yung
magkakasama ni
mga
major,
collaborative projects nila, madali rin yung communication among themselves kasi nandun na sila sa isang classroom. So yan yung mga niluluto at coming soon sa ating senior high.
Yun. So at least the students and I believe the parents who are watching would be expecting those changes and developments dun sa next school year. Yun.
Yeah.
Ang hirap na,
So,
na-imagine ko yung struggles nila, Nomer. Yung with
Oo
developing yung from the 2-year program na to. Wala, may hirap din eh. I mean, especially you guys are, actually for me, parang frontliner in a way na rin kayo na you're doing, kayo yung spearheading whatever will come up with the Marist VIOLETS eh. Hirap.
By the way,
Then-
Eboy and Nomer, they have also changed the start of the classes, the time of the start of the classes. Like in the grade school, it's now from 6:50. Hindi na namin pagigisingin pa ng masyado maaga yung mga estudyante. They'd be reporting to classes at 7:30. Am I right, Ma'am Len?
Yes po. 7:30 for the first session.
Buti
For the first session.
Maraming matutuwang parents.
Oo, natutuwa na ako. Makakaligo na yan ako. Hindi naliligo kasi.
Grabe naman.
Pagising polo na.
Ma'am Gay, what about the junior high? What time would it start already?
They'll start 7:30 a.m. Last year, we started 7 o'clock. Yeah. Para, yan, nakapag-breakfast rin sila, sir.
Yun nga.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the case of the senior high, it's still the same, no, Ma'am Cha?
Okay.
Yes, it's still 12 o'clock. No, I know,
Good news.
11:55 to be exact.
Alright. Anyway, good news yan for the sa kids and also sa junior high. Kasi
Yes, sir.
yung struggle ng parents actually. Sorry, I'm speaking on behalf of the parents. Yung gigisingin mo yung anak mo and preparing for the ganito. Yun. Eventually kasi, pero though eventually, naman yung kid themselves, naging disciplined na rin sila. They're very independent naman when it comes to yung going to classes. Actually, sila pa ngayon yung gumigising na mas maaga sa parents to go to school. Especially for the assignments, mga ganun-ganun. Ayun. They don't want to be late. Yun yung gusto ko lang with the kids now. Kasi takot sila malate I don't know about sa junior high, most probably sa junior high din. Ayun. Sige.
So yun. So maraming maraming changes especially nga na-mention na this school year co-ed na.
Yeah.
So naisip ko lang madami yung question kasi merong question dito sa sa comment sabi niya, for the host, what's your take on Marist being a co-ed school this coming school year?
As a host? Ako for me, not really a big deal. Siguro, a big deal lang, siguro yung in terms of adjustments. I don't think naman napababayaan ng teachers with how male students would deal with the female Kumbaga, meron naman guidance then coming from the teachers themselves with how, how they can treat yung girl na classmate, diba? Hindi for me. When it comes to my take about that one, wala kang problema dun Siguro
pero,
for
diba,
others.
mababago ba yung boy, mababago ba yung kasi di ba since all boys tayo, most of us torpe kasi. hindi tayo sanay kasi na makipag-interact with girls So magi-improve na ba?
Most probably yes. Share ko lang, Sir JB tsaka mga ma'ams. I guess this goes with all the alumni din na from high school, syempre 4th year, pagdating namin nung college, sobrang namin, parang overwhelmed kami sa magaganda. Alam mo yun, nahiya kami how to communicate din with yung mga classmate namin babae. Alam mo yun, parang nako-conscious kami. Parang siguro, I guess,
parang ikaw di naman.
Hindi Naubos nga yung damit ko pang alis nun kasi wala kami uniform ng college. Naubos na yung mga damit ko. Ayun, bumili pa ako sa mga Tiangge para mas mura. Anyway, yun nga, yung siguro isang advantage din with having girls sa Marist. For me, this is my take, this is my perspective lang. Kumbaga sa akin na to, this is my opinion. Medyo mas magagalamay siguro ng mga male students with how to deal with the opposite sex. Yun ang sa akin, with the in terms of respect, in how to talk to them, and how to, yung mag-gestures, yun lang din siguro.
Yeah. Okay.
Ikaw?
So, sa akin yung take ko, dalawa. Okay, so being a male, 'di ba? Kumbaga, magkakaroon ngayon ako ng skill to interact, 'di ba? Magkakaroon ako ng confidence, 'di ba?
Yes, to exist with other genders, 'di ba? And for sure naman i-explain rin yung gender equality, 'di ba, sa school. So for sure magkakaroon ng lessons or explanations or magaguide tayo ng mga Marist teachers, 'di ba? With regards to gender equality. Tapos yung pangalawa, syempre, business senses, 'di ba? Parang sa panahon ngayon, 'di ba, meron nga tayong challenge with yung sa enrollment problems natin din, 'di ba? So why would we limit yung yung pagiging exclusive natin, 'di ba? We really need to adapt, 'di ba? If we can't adapt, 'di ba, we will perish. So yun din siguro ang naging fear ng ibang mga ng member ng faculty na parang meron pa bang Marist kung, 'di ba, magkakaroon pa ba ng next school year kung 'di ba, kung ang konti ng enrollees kasi, 'di ba, syempre for sure naka depende sa number students, enrollees,
of students, 'di ba? Ayun.
Yeah. And anyway, may sinabi rito si Kuya Albert Biason. Would you be able to post that? I'll read this one. Since the school year is still online learning, it is good opportunity for the school to ease into the co-ed framework, as well as help the school in preparing for an eventual return to face-to-face classes. Kasi so far, online pa lang naman tayo Pero that would really help siguro pag once na nag-face-to-face na tayo sa school. So, hindi na ganun yung culture shock when it comes to kasi most probably magkakakilala na yun yung mga students sa online. Siguro that's gonna be Anyway, hopefully, we can have an episode regarding this one. Siguro we can invite some faculties then kasi medyo mahabang discussion, not really discussion, sharing regarding thoughts about Marist being a co-ed. And FYI lang, it's not just Marist who's being co-ed. A lot of schools, a lot of exclusive for boys schools, nag-open sila for co-ed. Kasi yung ibang parents kasi medyo hindi ata nila alam yung ganung reality. Yun, so one of them is LaSalle Green Hills, as far as I know. Yes, they're co-ed as well, not just Marist. Ayun.
Okay. And sabi ni Sir Ambo, sabi niya, we should be able to adapt to the changes of the times.
Okay.
From St. Marcelin. So, ayan. So,
and he mentioned earlier then yung gender equality. Yan, importante yan with our modern society. So, yun.
Yun pa, ito pa. Sabi niya, this is an opportunity for the school to share the charism and mission of St. Marcelin to the young female students.
Yes. Okay. And by the way, ang valedictorian natin from senior high, tama ba, Miss Charisse, is a girl. I forgot her name. Shit, sorry. Nakalimutan ko
Ana Katrina Asuncion.
Ana Katrina, yeah. So, yun.
Congratulations,
hello,
Ana.
shout out.
Shout out from us.
Sis na yun, hindi na bro. Sis. Shout out, sis. Ayun. So, what else ba did we...
Yun lang. So, would you like to promote again or invite them o kaya siguro special shoutout nyo sa mga, di ba, sa mga naging key personnel sa nagdaang 2020.
Opportunity to thank them. Yeah. Let's start with with Miss Len, let's start with the grade school muna.
I just want to thank the parents siguro din with your support. Success ng Marist Violets is not just because of the academic council or president's council or faculty, but lahat ng stakeholders, including the parents. And number one din ako pinaka nabilib actually this year, mga kids natin na they were really able to cope dun sa situation. Sila talaga yun. So parang I'm so proud of the students. Sa mga naging students ko, shout out. In grade 3 na ngayon. So very, very proud of you. And ayun, parang I'm very happy with the outcome of the Marist Violets. And even though it was challenging, hanggang ngayon tough pa din yung pinagdadaanan natin. But with our cooperation, with collaboration, lahat, we were able to successfully go through the school year. And this coming school year, we're very positive na it will still be a successful one for everyone. So again, thank you to everyone.
Thank you. And how about sa junior high, kay Miss Gay?
Yes, in general, we are very grateful sa stakeholders. Very first would be the parents. Parents play really an important role in this Marist education, in the education of their children. Sino ba naman ang hindi iisipin ng magulang ang edukasyon ng bata? Though it would be a struggling moments for them last year, having this online, having several thoughts, pero with the support, with the compassion, with great understanding, and proper information siguro, and direct open communication with parents, we've gone through all these things, and they're commending the advisors of their sons, the subject teachers, and the administrators who are always there to help hand in hand with it. And of course, yung sinasabi ko kanina, the support group, our cluster family, our Marist community, and then with the guiding spirit naman of our religious activities. And of course, not to forget, kagaya nga sinasabi ni Sir Eboy, ni Sir Nomer, do not forget our families. Kasi yun yung lakas na kinukuha natin, our strength coming from our families. Okay, for example, me, my partner here who through and through helped me through this technology. He's a techie person, my husband. Diba? Shout out to King. Okay, and then of course, my children who would always being supportive of this one kasi we all know this pandemic nga, kailangan natin ng support eh. When you're down, when you're weak, makita mo lang yung love, ma-feel mo lang yung presence ng teachers, ng family mo, ng admin, na we are here. Dito lang tayo, konti tapik. And then the parents, the positive things parents are saying. And of course, the loving students. They really love to talk with their teachers. They really want to have time, kumustahan. Yun yung namimiss nila. Okay, so yun lang, we continue and we are very grateful then with this one, na having the opportunity para we can cater other things and to improve, di ba? We always have yung room for improvements, okay? Without your comments, di ba? Without the things that you're saying, para we go on a higher level. And of course, pa-shout out na, nandiyan na, si Wesley Cabalia. Shout out naman tayo dyan, kay Enrico de Jesus.
Wesley.
Yeah, and then go Ma'am Mary, and to cluster, to family, and to all cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, to all administrators. Kasi we work as a family eh. It's Marist team. Mararamdaman mo talaga, di ba? Andiyan lahat sila, ang todo suporta. Kaya parate, may ningning sa mga labi ng mga guro. Yeah, kaya patuloy pa rin tayo dito. Thank you so much. Thanks. God bless.
Meaning sana. Gusto ko na napapalakpak ako doon eh. About kay sa senior high, kay Miss Charisse Gregoria.
First of all, Eboy and Emerson, allow me to say thank you. Thank you sa inyo sa efforts ninyo for having us here. I guess I do not know si Sir JB. Sir JB, how long have you been in Marist? Kasi I've been in Marist for 23 years. So siguro tayo yung pinakamatanda sa kanila sa ating grupo. And you know, Eboy naman what my hesitations were before. So,
Matagal na kita kinukulit para ma-interview dito.
Parang yan eh. Parang sa akin talaga nag-work na pag gusto mo, maraming paraan. Pero pag ayaw talaga, maraming
dahilan.
But then, syempre, if the topic is about Marist and about our Marist Violets. Who can say no? So I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank first and foremost our former students. I just couldn't say your name one by one kasi yung dito nga doon sa ating thread. So maraming salamat sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa pagsuporta nyo all throughout sa Marist School. I'd like to thank our parents as well. But most especially, I'd like to thank our students. They have been very, very patient. They have been very understanding of the limitations of our teachers. Marist Violets is not perfect. It's far from perfection, but as the name it implies, it's violets. It's simple, it's modest, it's free from complexities. So we accept feedback. In the moment we hear your feedback, we act on it. So please help us out. Please be one with us in coming up with a better Maris Violets this year. Okay, good evening. Thank you very, very much, Eboy and
Thank you, Miss
Namersan.
Teresa. And finally, the man, Sir JB Balatbat.
Okay. First off, I'd like to thank Batch 97 for inviting us over. I know it's you've been
Okay.
inviting me several times already, but I kept on refusing kasi hindi talaga ako sanay sa ano. I'm not really that comfortable.
Parang di naman, sir. Comfortable ka. All right, go.
I'm not really that comfortable, pero I do appreciate the fact that you made this interview quite a very casual and very comfortable for us all. And I also would like to thank all the Maristas out there. Tawag niyo man sa inyong sarili ay Marist, Marishan, Marista. Isa pa rin tayong lahat. Okay, we are all Marists. And I'd like to thank everyone. Sa lahat po ng mga estudyante ko na bumati sa akin sa comments, I'd like to make mention all of you. But then baka may ma-miss ako. So thank you so much po for the support. I do think that the Marist Violets is a program that's a community effort, starting from the ACAD council down to the faculty and on to the parents and onto the students, the administration. Everyone is working to make sure that learning continues on despite the pandemic, despite the new normal. That our commitment to the Marist education is still there, that we are able to provide you with the quality education that has been in the tradition of Marist for more than half a century already. And we would like to thank especially the parents for your continued trust to the Marist education, and we hope that we continue to be mission partners in transforming your sons and daughters to become good Christians and virtuous citizens. Maraming pong salamat sa lahat. Thank you for the experience.
Yeah, thank you, Sir JB. Wala naman, ang sarap ng pakiramdam na there are a lot of people behind the Marist Violets are really doing their best and extra effort more than what they expected with this one. Thank you very much on behalf of me as a parent din sa maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, and also sa support team ng na Marist, not just sa faculty. Ayun. So
yes. And good job po sa inyong lahat for being relaxed and game.
Pwede na kayo mag-livestream ulit.
And what's ang pinaka-good news sila, hindi bumaba ng 100 viewers. Ang nakatutok sa atin.
Umakit pa rin, actually. It's a record-breaking, actually. 3 digits na tayo. Ayun.
So maraming salamat dun sa lahat ng comment, ng former students, lahat ng alumni, lahat ng Marist personals na sumuporta, di ba, sa ating academic leaders dito. So ayun. So
thank you very much.
Ano ba yung natin? Teka.
Do we have...
Wait.
Mhm.
Hindi,
Go ahead.
Before we forget, we need to promote kasi yung
Mga kuya
tawag doon,
natin.
homecoming. Yung
Mga kuya
homecoming natin.
natin.
Bago natin
Oo.
makalimutan.
Sige.
Sige.
Right, can you show yan? So,
Ayan.
on behalf of Marist 97 and also the Marist community, we would like to invite you guys to watch ito sa Saturday. This is one of the program ng Silver Jubilarians natin, Marist Batch 96, ang huling El Bimbo. Yan, it's gonna be on August 14, 2021, Saturday, 8 p.m. So, it's gonna be online. Yan, so, yan. So, there's gonna be some donation program here. So, to get more information, you can visit yung posts nila sa alumni page. Yun. Ayun, it's gonna be open for everyone. Ayun. And also, ito, yung sa upcoming alumni program na nila sa September 8, yung birthday ni Mama Mary, we'll be having a online mass and also living rosary. It's gonna be sponsored by Maris person and some batches from Maris. And also yung online homecoming program on September 11. So abangan niyo yan, maraming pakulo ang batch 96. Ayun. So kita-kita tayo doon. Ayun.
Alright. So,
Nahuli yung palakpak.
ako sana mag-end ng kakanta tayo ng Maris hymn. Pero baka
Sige, ikaw. Tsaka na, ikaw lang. Ayun, so again.
Lang kasi, tawag doon. Bumalik lahat ng ko. Very nostalgic itong
memories mo.
Episode ito. Sobrang na-miss ko kayo. Ayan, si Ma'am Charissa, si Sir JB na, parang last nakita ko siguro sa inyo 24 years ago. Di ba?
Yeah,
So,
parang hindi naman kayo nagbago. Cute pa rin.
Pangalan lang yun, ni Ma'am Charissa.
Ayun. So again, we would like to thank you guys for being with us here sa Marist 97 live stream to give more information dun sa Marist Violets. Kasi me myself, kasi I wanna know more about sa Marist Violets, yung history and everything behind the scene. Ayun. Thank you very much, Miss Charisse, Miss Len, and also Miss Gay, and also Sir JB Balatbat. Maraming salamat. At finally, you're here sa show. Ayun. Ilang. How about you, Nomer?
Ayun lang. So maraming salamat. So mag-e-end tayo na papalabas ulit natin yung video. Okay?
Yes, sorry.
So again, on behalf of Batch 97, marami pong salamat for being our guest today, and abangan nyo next week. Boy, meron ulit tayong special guest from Marist.
Sige na nga, sabihin ko na. We'll be having Mrs. Tess Garlit and also Miss Susan Afable for our next week guest. So, maraming kwento itong dalawang to.
Napapayag niya si Ma'am Susan, talaga?
Ikaw nga, napapayag ko di ba?
Grabe naman yung convincing powers nyo.
Actually, si Miss Susan, gustong-gusto niya talagang maging guest dito. Yun. So, about that. Yun. So, abangan yan. Sa mga nanonood, we'll be releasing the poster for that one para abangan nyo yung mga kwento nila Miss Susan.
Kay Ma'am Tess, kasi si Ma'am Tess is one of the most, yung most loved teachers, di ba, remember?
Oh, of course. Lakas mangasar niyan
Sige.
Ayun. So, ayun. Mukhang comedy itong dalawang to next week. Ayun.
Once again, thank you so much for
thank you guys.
It was a pleasure to be with you guys.
And thank you for the information.
Play ko na. But we will see you again next time for another edition of Marist 97 the Livestream. Bye, guys.
Good night. Good night. Good night po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Education is full of challenges. But when you're guided by faith,